Hey guys, welcome to another segment of Profiling Passionate People. My name is Salman Ladvinka, your host, and as you can see, I got the Flash 80 on today. All that means is that we're going to be talking some San Francisco 49er football for this upcoming 21-22 NFL season. I know a guy, he's at his home over in Daly City right now, and one of the most diehard, passionate 49er fans. I want to go ahead and introduce him in here now. Let's go ahead and pop him in, Mr. Anthony Hurtado. My man, how you doing?
Solly V, what's good? Happy Friday. How's the SoCal life treating you?
Hey man, it's gonna be 90 plus next week, and I'm sure you're enjoying all the fog that's rolling in over those mountains right now. So very envious, and just means I got to go back and visit home here very soon. So we'll see.
Right, right. Yeah, I was gonna update you. Actually, not in Daly City no more. I'm actually in San Francisco proper now in the Sunset. So for
Hey,
for anybody who may be a little unfamiliar, that's right near Ocean Beach. So
ooh.
I did skip counties and cities, but the fog is still following me. So, but luckily these past couple of days have been relatively sunny, so it's been 70 and beach weather for us. So it's all right. It's working out.
I mean, you already know our little jingle that we do with each other, and I mean, when you make big moves like that, that requires a big
Holla!
holla. All right, my man. So we're gonna talk about your Niners here. Last place last year in the NFC West. At that 6-10 record, but obviously a lot of injuries had plagued you guys. And I mean, you guys had the quarterback carousel from Jimmy G going down early to CJ Beathard and finally
Right.
finishing off with Nick Mullins. You bring in Trey Lance with what was it, the fifth overall pick in the draft this year. Is Trey the future, or I mean, we'll get into that in a second, but could he potentially be trade bait for Aaron Rodgers? I know I'm jumping topics here, but talk about last season really quick.
Last season we were hexed, plain and simple. It was, I mean, you talk about Super Bowl hangover. That was just Super Bowl. They didn't know how to play the game anymore. It feels like Joe Boo just came in from, from Major League and won, and he went from Cleveland to San Francisco and decided to, put a, do his little magic spell on the team. So I mean, it's weird because I never really seen a turnover like that in injuries. I've seen a turnover like that in terms of the Niners leaving. That would be following the 2014 season after Harbaugh was exited out by Jed York, and we all know that was just complete bullcrap. So from the whole turnover there, from a Potty leaving to Crabtree leaving, Willis retiring. I mean, you name it. It was just it was insane. So we went from a dominant top tier NFC team battling the
Yeah.
LOB in their prime to just barely scraping by to 8-8 to 5-11 to 2-14, and you already know the carousel there from Chip Kelly to what's the offensive the defensive line coach with Tom Sula, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was just insane. So now we have this current regime. Shanahan has been doing great. I mean, we did win the conference, we did win the Super Bowl, but last year we were straight hexed. As you all know, anybody who was injured, Bosa, Kittle, and of course the man that we paid the most to get over the hump, Garoppolo,
Yeah.
and that's just insane.
I mean, everyone's gonna be coming back healthy this year. I mean, I can see the 9 and the 7 on the jersey right now. You got Bosa on. Bosa, obviously a high first round draft pick. Can't wait to see him tearing up on that defensive line. I mean, so now shifting over, you got Mike Shanahan, that is still obviously the head coach. Exits Robert Sala, who goes and takes over at the head coaching helm with the New York Jets. You have D'Amico Ryans, 10-year veteran linebacker with the Houston Texans. That boy was bad in that linebacking core with Brian Cushing and those Texans linebackers. So you have a great defensive minded coach coming
Right,
in to replace Sala. But again,
right.
you got Bosa's coming back, just all these injured players last year coming back. I mean, that should put a smile on that face of yours, right?
Ideally, yes, but we're dealing with the worst strength and conditioning in, I think, the history of the game because
Yeah.
injuries it's just been a trend. It's not even just bad luck anymore. I mean, these last couple of days, I mean, we had to replace Skule and Tavares Moore in the safety. We added Senio Kelmedi and also Kendra Andrews at safety. So I mean, luckily it's just for depth chart moves, excuse me, and it's not none of the superstars. But going into this season, it's easy, and it's if Jimmy Garoppolo can stay healthy. That's going to make or break us because we don't have depth at QB. So yeah, we got Trey Lance, but he's a rook. After that is Josh Rosen, and he's just been on the practice squad, and he's a nobody. So if Garoppolo goes
Yeah.
down, we're preparing for next season, and it's simple to me.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Josh Rosen live out here at UCLA. I've known his playing career since high school out here, honestly, and just he has not been able to blossom into what the Arizona Cardinals had wanted him to be, the
Mhm.
Miami Dolphins when they traded for him, and so obviously Rosen we can already exclude out of that quarterback room that's going to be seeing any playing time. Fingers crossed that Trey Lance or Jimmy G go down, but you look at Jimmy G, they pay him over the $100 million contract, and because he's been injury plagued the last couple of seasons, you enter Trey Lance, and Trey Lance
Yes.
had one great season. I believe it was North Dakota State. In your opinion, as a diehard fan, what does Kyle Shanahan see in Trey Lance that others may not see from him?
So yeah, so that one solid year you're talking about was 2019. He started all 16 games.
Yeah,
He went 192 for 287, about 2,800 yards, 28 TDs, no interceptions, and he rushed for 1,100 yards. So after
sounds a
that
lot
though,
like Trubisky though at UNC, and look how he ended up with the Bears.
Vince Young, I mean Kaepernick, just it's giving me those vibes really because
You took
the
that
year
hit on
before.
me. I appreciate it.
No offense, because Vince Young was raw, but I mean the year before that he only started 2 games and 1 completion, and after that in 2020, 15 completions for 30 attempts for 1 game. So his, I guess the term that they like to use, ceiling is high, but really that's what any player. It doesn't matter if you're fucking Heisman, doesn't matter if you're first round overall pick and you're just been beasting it the whole time. Everyone has a ceiling. So
Yeah,
his ceiling is just that he could be Shanahan's little puppet. He could mold him to who he wants to be, and he's just fresh out of school, and he's just gonna be like anything Shanahan says, go ahead. He doesn't have off-field issues, so that's a good thing. And he could, he's that mobile quarterback, and the way he's basically what they want him to be, this Kaepernick with accuracy
yeah,
and pocket passer presence, which Shanahan is going to want to give to him because that's his prototypical quarterback. Now,
yeah,
do I think he's going to blossom? I personally don't think so. I don't think so. I think we went the wrong route, and I understand the strategy of it, but we could have done better. Now, is he trade bait for Aaron Rodgers? I'm sorry, I remember you asked me that earlier in our conversation. I mean, I wish, but Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be there since 2005. We chose Alex Smith. That was messed up. He literally told everybody in the media, his team, that he wants to be a Niner this year. Trade me over there. His organization didn't want to trade him. I'm pretty sure Shanahan made the phone call, but it's just too little, too late. Now, is it potentially happen? Hey, anything could happen, right? Nothing's guaranteed.
yeah. I
Do I
mean,
wish it could happen? Hell yes. But
yeah,
Trey Lance, he's going to need at least a couple seasons behind whoever is starting to be NFL ready. If we put him in week 6, it's Pee Wee football, and we're losing 48-0.
yeah, and that's how I kind of feel with this upcoming season. I mean, yeah, Jimmy G has a lot to prove, and let's say you do throw out that young buck of Trey Lance, and my personal opinion, again, another quarterback that I've watched since high school and have followed up until this point, Justin Fields. I felt that Justin Fields would have been a better fit for the Niners. I would have
I
been
agree.
rocking that jersey right away, but that's a different story. Since we are talking about Aaron Rodgers, Chico Born, Cal University Bear quarterback, has wanted to always play for his lifelong team of the Niners. Now, a little side bubbles, go off in my head. The head coach of Green Bay, Matt LaFleur, is great friends with Kyle Shanahan.
Yes.
You look at Jordan Love out of Bakersfield that went to Utah State, looks to be like a one-hit wonder. Jordan's taking first team reps right now, and apparently his accuracy is off the charts. They're preparing for him to be the starter because Aaron Rodgers is just like, no, I'm done. I'm putting my foot down on this. I don't want to say or speculate, but I really think that Aaron Rodgers' time is done in the Packers. And like we were saying, could this potentially be trade bait for Aaron Rodgers and Trey Lance? Trey Lance runs the offense that Matt LaFleur would absolutely love to run. The main reason why Kyle Shanahan is very famous right now, other than his father being Mike Shanahan, was when he did go to that infamous Super Bowl with the Falcons as their coach,
Right.
and lost to the Patriots. But he had Matt Ryan, who's a very similar style quarterback to an Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
So you look at what the Titans did and bringing in Julio Jones and unloading draft picks. I can see the same thing happening with the Niners and just saying, you know what, let's just go all in. Why not? We got nothing to lose. Jimmy G already knows that he's got the pressure under him. Why not we just let Jimmy G just sit on the bench? We'll eat that contract and just say the heck with it. So, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts? Because I've been rambling a little too long. My bad.
Again, I wish. I mean, if I mean everything that you said, I'm not disagreeing with. It's just I don't think they're gonna do it, but it
Yeah,
would it makes practical sense. And I mean, yeah, in the perfect world, that would have been done. I think if Eddie DeBartolo was our running the things, he would have done it a long time ago.
yeah,
And but things don't operate like that with the Niners no more, unfortunately. And these are they play in Santa Clara now, so they're really a Santa Clara based team, meaning that yes, there are times for 49ers, they bear area, but they run real corporate and real careful, and they're not aggressive like that.
yeah.
Um,
Especially with
uh,
Jed York making those decisions too.
yeah, so it's just I think they're just going to roll out with Garoppolo, see what happens, because Garoppolo's their guy. They invested it, and Shanahan's been really supportive of him, and this will be his make or break year. If he stays healthy, then we're going to see him, in the future with the Niners. If he goes down, then they're gonna cut him or trade him, and it'll be interesting to see what we can get from him. When if he goes down again, because then he's going to be even more beat up. So
Yeah,
that'll be another scenario when we have to cross that bridge. But it's just it's honestly it's really unfortunate because we now have the worst QB in our division, and our division is stacked with QBs, with fucking wide receiver, serious with wide receivers, and I mean, look at Stafford's now with LA. Russell Wilson's, of course,
the
is with
Seahawks.
Seattle, and then the Arizona boy. He's just been going crazy since he's got there, and he
Kyler,
hasn't hardly,
yeah.
So and then they don't have to worry about none of their health because I mean Wilson's an Iron Man. He hasn't missed a game since 2012, so and we are at the most fragile position, unfortunately, with a fragile QB. So we'll see.
Yeah, and during the season, at the end of the year, Garoppolo is going to be turning 30. And the clock is ticking on him. He hasn't been able to stay healthy, for some time now. So, just again back to the injury bugs. Your opening day starter, you would think obviously would be Garoppolo. I can't wait to see a nice and healthy George Kittle. That dude is just a rock star, just going out there doing his thing. Travis Kelsey 2.0. So. I've been at Levi Stadium. Obviously with the Titans versus the Niners, that place is rocking. And faithful to the Bay, that is just an understatement. Once you go to that stadium, and it's just something else. But I know you love traveling to some of these
Yes.
away games, and tell the fans, a couple of these games that you have been to, and you look at this upcoming season. What do you have circled of what you're wanting to go to?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, traveling to the games, it's much more. It's just more of an experience for me. It's just because I'm on the road. I'm seeing the city. I'm visiting places that I haven't been to or I've been to before but enjoy, and then
Yeah,
I'm actually going to a game. So it's just I think it's more representation of you know the team that you root for, and you're behind enemy lines. So it's easier just going to a home game and represent, but actually going on the road, that's actually it takes commitment and you stand out, and you talk shop with the opposing fans, and it's a good experience. So it create bonds, and it's really dope. Couple memorable ones I've had was the first time I went to Seattle actually for a game, 2014, and it was actually Harbaugh's last. Well, not his last game officially, but it was the day that he got his notice. But he decided to finish out the season,
Yeah.
and it was just sad because that was the year after we lost to them in NFC Championship. So I just had to go, and I mean I knew we were tanking, and it's just nothing was working. We had lost to the Raiders the week before, and then that was their first victory that late in the season. I believe it was like week 10. So I was just like I didn't want to accept it, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go down with them, and but that was a good experience. I mean, tensions were high still because the at the time the rivalry was at its climax, so a lot of crap talking. So really had to show out, but I'm glad that I did. Another cool experience was Monday night, Lambeau Field, 2018.
Wow, that's right. Yeah,
We actually almost pulled that one out. Beathard almost beat Aaron Rodgers,
that's right.
and
Yeah,
it was dope. Just the game being at Lambeau was like kind of going to time. I was like, this has been up since like what about the 30s, and it just I didn't expect for Green Bay to be that fun. Where so basically the team I mean, sorry, the residents of Green Bay own the team. So it's like they're
oh,
they're all
oh, that's right. Yeah,
stockholders. They don't it's not like every other team where like they have an owner for the Packers. It's just kind of like it's just like kind of like a public company where it's just a lot of shareholders. And then there's somebody like that's like director of the board, but he doesn't own the team per se. And then the the city in itself, Green Bay, is a little over 100,000 people. So that stadium holds
oh,
well over 3/4 of that. So this the city shuts down to go to the game. They
yeah,
are the Packers, and then
that's cool.
their practice facility is actually right down the street. So you could see it, it's right there, and you could walk there. It's about a couple blocks down from Lambeau, and they have a little strip right there full of bars and lounges and everything. So we were just there partying it up, and it was just a great atmosphere and really humble people in Green Bay. I really
That's
appreciate them.
great.
Shout out to them. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I know. A couple of games that I've gone to, away games, obviously San Fran, the Chargers out in San Diego when they were out there. Denver, I've been to a couple times, and it's fun. But all right, so we look at the upcoming season. We got 17 games this year. Obviously, you guys are going to be playing against your three rivals in the NFC West. I'm sure you studied the schedule. You guys got the Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. So you guys are very familiar with Jared Goff.
Right.
Realistically speaking, because I know you'll tell me, hey, Niners 17-0. How do you see the team going with an overall record?
We're actually going to that game, so hopefully we'll start off 1-0. So that'll be dope. My first time
There
in
you go.
Detroit, Motown. So that's gonna be nice. I think we'll win that one just because overall we're a better team and everyone's going to be healthy. And of course, the first couple of weeks it's like straight adrenaline. Like nobody feels nothing, no one feels no pain. Nobody, we're just going to steamroll. I think to them. Jared Goff, he is a decent quarterback, but he's not going to be able to carry the Lions on his own. Now,
Yeah,
will it be an easy win? Nah, I don't think so. I think everything's hard fought, and especially too I think we could pull it out even if Garoppolo does go down, but I'm just holding my breath every time that guy gets hit, every time he scrambles for a couple yards. Like he is fragile as fragile can be. I mean, he might as well just be made out of, cotton and diaper. It's just that guy he can't stay healthy, and it's disappointing, dude. Like you would think that he would train his body to take hits and do all this. I mean, he's getting paid millions to stay healthy and perform. You would think that he would build strength to do this, but obviously his body isn't reflecting that. So I don't know what
yeah,
his deal is, but my record prediction this year would honestly be with a healthy Garoppolo, 11-5, 10-6. Maybe sneak into the wild card. It's just I think LA stacked, dude, and Seattle with Wilson always there. I mean, last year they went 12-4, right? And they had no defense. I mean, he was running for his life. It's probably going to be like that again this year, but it's just it's really it's really up for grabs. I mean, the Cardinals went 8-8, Rams went 10-6. I see the Rams maybe going 12-4 now. Cardinals probably 10-6. So we really gotta push for that wild card. Now without Garoppolo, 2-14. We're out of there.
gotcha. All right, brother. Appreciate you. Like I said, week one, the Niners will be traveling to Detroit. You will be in there. We'll go ahead and upload some of those photos onto the website. Again,
Sure.
appreciate you stopping by. And guys, join us on the next time as we cover another NFL team. We're going to be covering again all 32 NFL teams. Just did a couple already and looking forward to hosting you guys for the next one. Until then, you guys stay awesome and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.
Peace.